Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Lounge podcast with your hosts, Liz and KT. And today we're coming at you guys with the episode all about book adaptations we want. I quickly looked through and I think we got some good ones. So make sure y'all stay until the end to hear what we would like to see.
No, because when I was like figuring out which ones I wanted, I felt very passionate about my choices. And I feel like Kennedy's also going to be passionate about hers. So it'll be very interesting what we have to say.
Before we get into all of that, like always, we're going to get into what we've been up to. So, Liz, tell the people what you've been up to.
The way I literally have nothing new, I feel like same old, my week to week, nothing exciting really. I did have a nail appointment this week. It was bright and early at 8 a.m. But it was time for me to get my nails done. They had grown out too much and I just wasn't vibing with them. If you're like on YouTube, you can see they're like little polka dots and like the fall colors. I love them. That's the only like new thing that I did. Oh, I just remembered. So little like job update. If you're a real one, you know that I applied to something and I was like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. At least it's like out of my mind. But I had the like on demand like recorded interview type thing, which isn't with an actual person. It's like a AI kind of system they have set up and you just like they ask you the questions and you answer and you have like 2 minutes to like answer the questions, 45 seconds in between each question to like prepare. So I had that, and honestly I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, you guys. But if it does, I'll update you guys. If you guys don't hear anything else again, just know it didn't go anywhere.
And sis low-key might be in her teaching era.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. I actually do have some updates, you guys. So I started doing on Wednesdays at my church. There's like religious education for like the kids and everything. And they had told me earlier in the summer that they needed a first grade teacher, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then like a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what? Like I'm not doing anything on my Wednesday evenings. Like might as well check this out, see what it's like. So we had our first our first class on Wednesday night, and I'm with 8 first graders, I think it was our total. And let me tell you guys, these kids have energy. I like had like a little activity that we did, like a coloring thing. I'm gonna have to have lots of activities because these kids attention span very short, I felt, and also like understandable, they've been at school all day, they don't want to like go to this either. But yeah, I'm in for some work because they have so much energy. It will definitely be interesting. I'll be updating you guys on how it goes.
Yeah, so Liz might end up becoming a teacher, guys. And I'm here for this era.
We'll see if my energy can handle it.
Might have to get some energy drinks. But for me, similar to Liz, nothing really new. I've been home by myself the past week, so I've been chilling, which it is safe for me to say because by the time this comes out, my parents will be home. They actually come home tomorrow night. That we're filming this, so that's that. It's like kind of weird because it's like I don't know. At first, I was a little scared to stay home by myself because I mean, my house is not big. It's just like your typical 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, like small family house. But I feel like no matter how big your house is, it can be scary when you're staying home alone. Every little noise, and especially because I live more out in the country, I would say the only time I get a little like spooky ooky is when it's nighttime outside. But other than that, I've been chilling. I've been cooking. Yesterday, I made a salmon bowl for the first time. It was really good. It was my first time cooking salmon, and I ate it up. And I'm gonna have it tonight again for dinner. Um, some random thoughts. I'm currently reading Funny Story, trying to finish that before I read our book club book, which you guys make sure you start reading that. It's I'm not that far into it, because I just haven't had that much time to like sit down and read because of school. But from what I've read, I'm really enjoying it so far. And then a random thing, I just love. Everything that's love related, I'm like, yes, give it to me. Rom-coms, cute little relationship TikToks on TikTok, romance books. I'm like, give it to me all. Like, I love it all. So if you guys have any recs for any more romance shows or romance books, send them my way.
Oh, I got a recommendation when we get into what we're watching. But on the note of staying home alone, I swear, always when you're home alone, that's when like the house starts making sounds. It's like it comes to life because when there's people, I never hear like creakingness or anything. It doesn't sound like anyone's like open the door. But when I'm home alone, I be hearing all those sounds and I'm like, what is going on? It's like the house, I guess, thinks it's alone, like a Toy Story moment, and it just comes to life or something. But yeah.
And now we're going to get into our favorites of the week. So mine is kind of relates to like my life updates from last week, and that is Bible study. I've actually started this week. I'm still not as consistent as I would want to be, but I'm not going to be like hard on myself about that. But the specific book I have is, if you guys follow Natalie's Zayak on TikTok, it's the You're in the Bible book with the pretty cover that's in her Amazon storefront. So I've been following that. And I think I'm 2 or 3 days in so far. And I really like it. I try to do it before like I get my day started. So like right after I get ready, before I like eat, sometimes after I eat. But I don't know, it's just very like calming and very eye opening, I would say. So that's been my favorite of the week.
Kennedy's gonna influence me to get it together next week with like starting that because I didn't start on Monday and then the whole week I was like, well, I didn't start on Monday, so like I can't start now. No, I'm getting it together, you guys. But my favorite of the week is scrapbooking. One of my friends, she has her 21st birthday party on Saturday. And she's doing, I don't know if this is like a tradition like everywhere, if it's only like a thing in the South. I don't really know, but she's having like a 21 shop book party where she has like a scrapbook basically, and the guests bring a page that they like decorated and designed or whatever with like photos and everything, and then you put it inside of like the big scrapbook. So I've been working on my pages, and honestly I liked like choosing the pictures and like going to Walgreens to like print them out, and then like seeing them printed out and everything has inspired me to, I'm just saying this, I don't know when I'll actually do it, but I've really enjoyed like scrapbooking, cutting things out, like laying it out on the paper, adding like color to it. I think it's so fun, and maybe I'll get into that too. We'll see though.
Yeah, scrapbooking is also something I want to look more into. I remember watching a vlog where Hannah and Natalie, the Florida girlies, they were scrapbooking in it. And I'm like, it looks so fun. And especially with like our generation, because like I feel like when we were younger, we more so like had the physical photos, but obviously like now everything's like on our phones. But like I just think like when I'm like older and like have kids and stuff, I'm like, I want to like show them stuff like in a book. So that's definitely something I want to look into as well. Cause I'm like, I like try to keep up with journaling about things, but like sometimes it just hits different to just let the pictures speak for themselves, you know?
Yes, and I'm a visual learner, so I love actually seeing it and something about just like feeling it and flipping through it. And then also just I discovered so many photos because I was like going through my camera roll of like oh my gosh, of picking and choosing pictures of both of us and things, or like pictures I had of her. And I like rediscovered so many pictures that you in the moment you take, but like you never go back and you look at them because like you don't post it or anything. So it just sits in your camera roll. So I think that just the fact of like rediscovering memories and pictures, that's what would like get me into it.
Now we're going to get into our sports corner. So make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode because that's when we will be recapping the Singapore Grand Prix. But this week we're going to tell you guys who our drivers are for this race. So obviously I drew for Elizabeth and she has Alex Albon and Charles Leclerc. So I feel like that's a pretty solid lineup.
I'm excited for my lineup. I am an Alex girly this year. I love everything about him, and y'all know Charles the OG. I'm excited for them. They've been doing good, so we'll see how they perform this weekend. And then Kennedy's drivers are going to be Esteban Ocon and Oscar Piastri.
Listen, y'all know I'm hyped to have Oscar Piastri. And honestly, I'm happy for Esteban too because they have been kind of, Haas, they've been doing their thing. So I'm excited, more excited for Oscar Piastri. He had a rough past race weekend, but I'm having hope that in Singapore he feels more confident and he performs better.
I completely forgot that it's the Singapore GP, and that's like the one race where I'm like, if I go there, I will know I have made it in life. Something about just Singapore, and me and Kimmy talked about this last year during this race, but yeah.
Yeah, so the Singapore GP, if you want to invite us, we'll have the great time. We'll make all the content. But on a serious note, I just love seeing all the content during that weekend. And just, I don't know, it seems like the best energy, the best vibe. So I would definitely, that's like definitely one of my like bucket list F1 races I would love to go to.
And today we're gonna be skipping pop culture because the girlies are silent. There's nothing going on. They had like a pretty full week these past couple weeks, so I guess they're taking a sabbatical. Hopefully next week we'll have some updates on them. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into what we're watching. And I have finished. Well, I finished all the episodes that are out, but I was watching with my mom this K drama. It's called Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, and it's one of those that has like episodes released. I don't know if they like weekly or like every 2 weeks, but that are like getting released on Netflix. And we literally watched all of the episodes that are currently out. Keep in mind, these episodes are like an hour and a half. So it's like a whole movie you're watching. And we're all caught up, just waiting for this weekend for the last 2 episodes to drop. And if you're looking for K drama, I highly recommend it. It's like funny, you're laughing, the tension between the characters. Also, there is a lot more like physical touch compared to other K dramas. Like when I tell you episode 4, I think there was something happening. When I'm used to other K dramas, they just like be dragging it out to the last episode. But no, this one's a little different and it's really funny too. And then, I'm back to my Stranger Things rewatch because I finished White Collar, you guys. I accomplished my mission of finishing all 6 seasons of the show before September 30th, and I've done it. I loved the ending. The way the last episode, I was like, there's so much left. Like, what do you mean this is gonna be the end? But they wrapped it up really nicely. And yeah, it was a great show. If it ever comes back on Netflix or whatever platform goes to, highly recommend because it has like that like Criminal Minds like solving something aspect, but not like murder. So it was really interesting to watch. And then last night I watched Meet Me in Paris, which is the new like Netflix rom-com movie. And you guys, I highly recommend. It was so good. It is exactly the perfect amount of like romance. Oh my gosh, of romance and comedy in a rom-com. The amount of times it had me laughing out loud. And then the country boy, oh my gosh, y'all, he got me. He got me. I fell for him. And I had to go back to the very first scene where you see him. I had to rewind back to see it because once I was like, yeah, I'm down. I had to rewatch that scene and it hit even more. Yeah, that one movie, Netflix needs to produce more of that kind of because that was the perfect amount, like I said, of romance and comedy in a rom com. Highly recommend if you're looking for something to watch this weekend or like whenever, put on Meet Me in Paris. Then, because I finished White Collar, I'm back on my Stranger Things rewatch. I'm on season 2, and I know season 2 is like important because of like all the details it has, but I need to race through it so I can get to season 3. I feel like season 2 is like that filler season where it's really important with the details, but at the same time, there's not like a whole lot going on. But I will get to season 3 soon enough.
Yeah, to piggyback off Liz for my what I've been watching, Stranger Things, obviously, one thing I'm gonna be is consistent. So I am now on season 3, and maturing is realizing how annoying Mike and Eleven are. I legit forgot how annoying they are during this whole entire show. Like, especially during season 3, like Mike thinks he runs everything, and it's so annoying. And obviously, we all know like Will, like the signs of him being gay were all there all along. But like another thing that like I feel for him because like it's so annoying because like Mike and Lucas are all about their little girlfriends, and and Will just wants to play. He just wants to have a good time. Mans was just in the upside down for however long, traumatized, and he just wants to be with his friends and have fun. And he's like upset about that, and I'm like, as he should be. I'll be upset too. And so yeah, that's like one thing. But like low key, like season 3 is like my favorite season, but I low key forgot like a lot that happened like in the beginning before stuff went down. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how this happens. I'm just like, oh, it is so good. I just love this masterpiece. But I did text Elizabeth last night and I was like, wait, I'm on season 3 and I just realized I'm still confused on why the Russians are like here in Hawkins because like obviously like everything went down the like season 2 or whatever, and it's kind of like that lab kind of shut down, the portal or whatever is like cemented up. So like I was like, oh wait, so like I forgot that like, oh, like a piece of the mind flare or whatever is still out there, so that's why like we're still going through things. Yeah, I totally forgot that. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm so confused on why the Russians are here though, not gonna lie. But yeah, and then I've been watching Desperate Housewives still. I'm on season 2 if anyone wants to know, which it feels like we're only on season 2, but it's those long shows. It's like 20 episodes per season. So we're like chugging through it. And all I have to say on that is like the Applewhite storyline makes me so sad. If you know, you know. And then I one day accidentally binged like the whole entire season 2 of In the Eye of the Storm, which is just a docu series on HBO Max about people's experiences during like natural disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods. And I liked it because it was a little bit more recent things that happened compared to like when I watched season 1. So like the floods that happened in North Carolina, that was an episode, and I thought that was really interesting. And then I've watched Dancing with the Stars episodes 1 and 2. By the time this comes out, episode 3 will already be out, but this is my first time watching Dancing with the Stars, and let's just say I'm absolutely loving it. Jenna's abs, they're actually so disrespectful. Like, let me get on my grind after seeing those abs, but let me just say Robert Urban and Alex Earl and a whole bunch of other people are absolutely killing it. And then still on the reality TV side, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has come back. Watched the first 2 episodes that are out at the time that we're recording this. Absolutely love it. One of the best Real Housewives franchise, I will say, of like what's out now. So freaking good. I wish I could say more, but it wouldn't be interesting because it would be outdated. And then I watched the best movie of the year, The Long Freaking Walk. It's a movie that was adapted by a Stephen King novel, or not Stephen King novel, and you guys, it is so good. So why I wanted to like watch this was because I like heard about the book a while ago and like I put it on my list, but then I was like, oh, they're making a movie out of this. Like I was in the movie theaters going to see another movie and I was like, oh shoot, they're making a movie out of this. I'm like, I need to watch that. And so long story short, the premise of the movie is the United States just came out of like a big war, and so they're really down economically. And so to kind of like motivate people, I guess, they put on the long walk, and where it's about 50 boys. It's kind of like a lottery system, I believe. Like they apply and then they get picked randomly. And basically, they have to walk a certain distance, and whoever is the last one standing will win, and they have to keep up the pace. And if they don't keep up the pace or if something crazy happens, they obviously, get shot to death. And wow, you guys, that movie was like, I like went into it because I love dystopian movies. It gives me the Hunger Game vibes. I saw it with my aunt, and it's like I was like, oh, like yay, I love this stuff. But then like the second half of the movie was just sadness. Like my aunt and I were in that movie theater crying. Like it was so good. Like I would see it again. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And I thought it was interesting that similar to the Hunger Games, this book came out of Stephen King's kind of experience through the Vietnam War. So I thought it was interesting how the Vietnam War kind of gave inspiration to something like The Long Walk and the Hunger Games, but from two people's like different perspectives. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. You guys watch that movie. And please convince me to get back into The Water Boy. It's not that I don't like it, but I'm like, The Summer I Turned Pretty was just so good. Like, you know how you get into a slump with certain things because it's so good? So I'm just like, I know it's not the same as The Summer I Turned Pretty, but I'm like, how can I go back to another like brother type show when The Summer I Turned Pretty just ended? You know what I mean? So y'all, give me something that will convince me to like give me something to look forward to. I don't care about spoilers for the show. Just convince me.
I need to watch The Long Walk because I had seen a couple TikToks about it a while back, and every single TikTok, everyone leaves the movie theater crying, and I was like, I hadn't heard of the movie, so I like looked up the trailer and everything, and I was like, why is everybody crying? But when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this is very interesting, and I feel like it's definitely going to be like just the companion aspect of it and like the friendship aspect that leads to the emotional wreck. But I need to watch it. I've only heard good things about that movie.
We're gonna get into our song of the week. So my song is Nobody's Son by Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, no notes. The most perfect song ever. My favorite song from that album. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
And then my song of the week is Feels Like by Gracie Abrams. I'm definitely more now into my there's not so I've seen this debate of like there's Christmas music, but there's not fall music. And no, there's not like officially songs talking about the leaves changing colors and that kind of stuff, but there's the fall vibe. And I feel like Gracie Abrams, especially Feels Like, is the fall vibe. So anything fall vibe, that is all I've been listening to lately.
And like low key on the fall vibes, I do have a fall playlist. And all I have to say is Wallows. I feel like that's when I listen to Wallows again, is when it's fall time. Like Wallows equals fall.
Wallows, Phoebe, all those like I don't even know, those like indie vibe, that is fall. That is fall and that's a fact.
That part. And now on to the book adaptations we want. Disclaimer, sorry if we say something that is actually going to be adapted. We didn't know. We don't claim to be journalists or anything unless we say we are. But so yeah, we picked a couple of books that we thought would be perfect adaptations, whether that be TV show, movies. And I know we both took this seriously because I was going through my Goodreads, and there were some books where I'm like, ooh, maybe this one. But then I had a good thought, and I was like, well, maybe I couldn't see this. So, we took this very seriously.
Yeah, we have very strong opinions about these. I don't have like particularly cast in mind for some of these, but yeah, you guys will see our true feelings about it all.
Oh, my first one, I kind of cheated because it's multiple books, but it's just the Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez. So, Part of Your World, yours truly, and Just for the Summer. I feel like this book series would be perfect as a TV show, and like each book is a season, because I just feel like it's like they're all in Michigan. Each book is like connected in a way, but they're all each standalones, and I just love interconnected series because it's like just like the little details that you pick up on are just like chef's kiss, and just where it's set in like Michigan, I feel like it's very picturesque. And I love romance books that are not just fully romance. Like her characters also very much go through their own real things that people go through in real life. And I like that aspect as well. So I think it would just be perfect as a TV show. And I feel like Dylan O'Brien would be perfect as one of the male like main characters. So yeah, that whole series I would love to see as a TV show.
No, because I was gonna add Just for the Summer to my list, but then I saw you had the whole like series. I was like, yeah, Kennedy has it. Honestly, though, I feel like as a movie, I feel like yes, a movie would cut out stuff, but I feel like it gives the movie aspect. But I do agree a TV show would give you every single detail that you need to the storyline, and you wouldn't miss a single thing.
Yeah, I thought TV show just because of like the like real life aspects of the book. I'm like maybe like they could flesh those out a bit more. But yeah, I think as a movie they would be really good too.
And as a TV show, it would be cool because you'd see like the characters in the different seasons and how like the whole world just kind of connects. Yeah. And then my first one is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Don't get me wrong, all the Emily Henry universe would be amazing, but Book Lovers specifically, I feel would be in all caps, I put the perfect rom com. It is like the perfect, just Hallmark small town vibe. And then there's like an owner of a bookstore, like that is Hallmark in a movie. I wouldn't want Hallmark to necessarily put it on because I feel like Hallmark actors aren't necessarily the greatest at times. And that's for me, like, if the acting is like, if I can see the acting too much, it just, I can't watch it. So unless Hallmark, like collab with like Netflix or someone, then I would be all for it. But it's the perfect, just like small town vibe. As a movie, I think it would be great because yes, there is some things that would be cut out, but I don't think it would be like detrimental to the whole plot. And just the whole rom com aspect of it is perfect for a movie. I don't have any casts in mind, but I definitely think it would be set like in a fall small town.
Yeah, I agree. Book lovers would be perfect. Like just where it's set. Yeah. Chef's kiss, especially the bookstore aspect. Yep. Yep.
I do not remember like where exactly it's set, but I'm imagining like East Coast, like Northeast Coast vibe, even like Michigan, like that little island in Michigan, that would work. But other than that, just like East Coast fall, yes.
And then the perfect transition because I'm also going to say another Emily Henry book, and that is Happy Place. I don't really have a preference for movie or book, but either way, I think either adaptation would eat so bad. I love a good story about friendships, friend groups, so I think like it would just be so perfect. And I feel like because it kind of is like a friendship type book, a lot like it could resonate with a lot more people. And I don't know, I feel like no matter if you like romance and like TV shows and stuff, like this would be like a movie that like everyone would love.
Yes, because it doesn't necessarily have to be even for the romance. Like you can be there for like the found friendship and everything, and everybody is a sucker for those kind of movies or TV shows. My next one is Fourth Wing. This like all the whole trilogy, which I think the whole or I think it's 4 books total. But the Imperium series, I think would be great if they do it right because I feel like fantasy, they just have a rep for not doing it right, you know. But I'm imagining it as a TV show and each book is a season just because there's so much that happens. I feel like you couldn't possibly fit it all into a movie. Even if it is like a 2 hour long movie, it just wouldn't be right. But I feel like as a TV show, it would be great. Each book would have a season. And then I'm picturing like cast wise, not even cast wise, but just like the vibes. The Fate of the Winx saga, I think is what it was called on Netflix. I ate that show up and I don't know why Netflix canceled it, but that's another topic. But that kind of vibe, I feel like they did a really good job with it, and I feel like I can imagine Fourth Wing just getting a TV show like that. I think as long as they don't cancel it, of course. But I think it would be really good as a TV show. Although, like I said, I am scared because just with the fantasy stuff, they just don't always do it right. So it would definitely depend on who is producing it.
I think HBO Max would eat if they picked up a Fourth Wing TV series. I'm like, in my mind, I know it's not the same as Game of the Thrones, but in my mind, that's how I would envision they like shot it, if that makes sense.
No, Kennedy like read my mind. When she said HBO, I immediately thought they did Game of Thrones. Like they would do it justice. And I'm pretty sure that show has like a lot of seasons and it is based on a book. There's a Game of Thrones like book saga or something, I think. So if they were able to do that, I feel like they're the only ones who should be trusted with doing this right. And just bringing that world to life. Yeah.
My next adaptation that I would want to see is from Ashley Poston, and that is the book The 7 Year Slip. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of this book, honestly, when reading it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, but I think it would hit more for me and be more impactful if it was a movie because her romances are more of like the magical realism type vibe. So it's like I feel like that for me, I like seeing that stuff in like movie, TV show format rather than reading it. So I just think like all of her books would hit as movies. Like the magical realism would just, I don't know, for me, it would just hit more because I can visually see it instead of reading it. And I feel like the cheesiness of it would like hit more for me in movie format. Um, yeah, especially because like the 7 Year Slip, like the male main character is like kind of a bit of a secret, I guess. But like I clocked it in the beginning, but I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like I would love this story a lot more if it was a movie.
No, yeah, I haven't read that book, but I feel like anything like whimsical, like not even fantasy, but like the whimsicalness of it is perfect for like a little like a good movie. Yeah, I can see the vibes for that. And then my next one is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I feel like this is iconic, specifically as a TV show. Each husband I'm thinking would get a episode kind of like dedicated to them. I feel like there would have to be some like filler episodes too. But just kind of like following the format of the book of each husband gets one episode dedicated to them. And I'm not talking no 40-minute episodes. I'm talking like a good K drama length hour and a half episodes where we really get to like see it all. Also, just the time setting of this book is like in the 90s and everything. So I feel like the outfits and the like just the lighting, because I feel like I don't know, when I think of that time, I think of like warmer lighting tones and then the outfits and then the men in like the suits and everything. Oh my gosh, you guys. I will be the director if I need to. I have it all planned out, but I think it would be so good. And then you'd also get to see like Evelyn's the actress would kind of like change because she like got older and everything. And then the flashbacks, yeah. That I don't know if I feel like it's been rumored that someone was going to pick it up, but I could be lying. But if it's not, I don't know what they're waiting for because that would be so good.
Think I might have seen something about it a long time ago, but there hasn't been any updates, so we'll see. But I agree, Seven Husbands would eat so bad, and like I feel like it would be perfect for like a long episode format because it's like she is getting like Evelyn's being like interviewed, so we can just kind of see like the interviewers kind of like conflict in life while telling the story and like be there like in that like present timeline and then have like flashbacks of like what really went down in the past and I just feel like it would eat so bad with that past and present timeline like leading up to kind of like the big reveal of like why Evelyn wanted this specific person to tell her story. So it would eat so bad. So yeah, if someone's not gonna pick it up, give it to me and Liz. We will make sure this vision comes to life.
No, Kennedy understands what I'm talking about. Like it would start off with the interview and then like the panning to the flashbacks and then like you would just be in the flashback for like most of the episode and then pan out every now and then. Yeah, I if they with whenever we get an update on this, if I find out it's a movie, I will still watch. But I will be side eyeing because it's a missed opportunity and it could be like a limited time series, like just one season. Uh the dream.
No facts. Like if it's a movie, we're still gonna watch, but trust we will be critiquing.
Just I feel like it's one of those books where like it's laid out for the movie people perfectly for them to like go through and do it because even the book I'm pretty sure from what I remember is split up by the husbands kind of. So I'm like when you don't follow the assignment that was given to you, it's like when you're, I don't know, you're taking a test and someone gives you the answers and you're not gonna use them. I don't know. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. That I feel like my analogy might be a little off though, but y'all get what I'm saying.
No, I understand. The real ones understand. But my next book is Archer's Voice. Now, this one, I can't even lie, I had conflicting views about including this on my list because it truly is like a romance novel. And it was just such a cute romance book. But it was like a romance book in the sense of like, it really just had some depth, like the love, like it truly was a love story and so I think it would be a cute watch. And I love the story so much. But then a part of me was like, I don't know how well this would translate into a adaptation. It would for sure have to be a movie. But I don't know, because there is kind of like a darker storyline in it as well. So I'm just like, I don't know how much it would resonate with people who aren't fans of the book, but as someone who loves the book, literally a 5-star book for me, I would love to see it in a movie format.
I haven't read Archer's Voice, but I feel like it would kind of be almost like Correct me if I'm wrong, but it gives me kind of like the vibe of a like those like movies where the one of the characters has like cancer or something, but like obviously I don't think it's like cancer that they have, like it's other like messed up stuff that's going on, but like kind of like that kind of aspect to it almost. But I don't know, that's kind of like the vibe I get from the little bit that I know about it.
The male main character is deaf, so he kind of has like trouble communicating with people because people don't make the time to like really know him, and so that's when the female main character, like, she comes in and is actually like, I'm gonna get to know you, but then she also kind of has like her dark past as well. And I don't know, it's just, yeah, I think it definitely would give kind of the same vibes as like those cancer movies, which I don't watch, because I gotta protect my feelings. But yeah, I would say, like, okay, it's not the same as Me Before You, and it doesn't have a sad ending, but that's how like I would envision Archer's voice would be, even though I've never seen Me Before You, but I know the ending is very, very sad. But yeah, that's what I would equate it to in my mind.
Almost kind of like not a rom-com because it's definitely not getting the comedic aspect of it, but I feel like a drama would be like the good category for it.
Yes, that part. It would do amazing as a drama.
And my next book series, something about the series, you guys, they're perfect for movies, but it is the Inheritance Games, specifically as a TV series. So I'm thinking like every book gets a season. And then just like I feel like this would be good for those people who love kind of like watching the show and kind of like solving the mystery to it all. Like it's not like a murder or anything, but you have like the riddles and everything, and just kind of like you're watching and you're also kind of like playing along. You're like, because I feel like when I was reading it, I was playing along, trying to like figure. Although I didn't make it very far in my playing along, but I feel like you kind of like want to like see like, oh wait, I think it's this, and then it's like actually not. I feel like it would be perfect as one of those TV shows where you're like following along and everything, and then obviously the characters, the casting would need to be chef's kiss. It would need to be following the book because I have a vision in my head of what these people look like, so I would hope that they would follow it perfectly. But I feel like we wouldn't even have to like delve because I know that like the Inheritance Games, she kind of like made a spin-off series and that kind of stuff. I'm talking about like the original three books, or like four. I think it's original three. The original three would get a season.
Yeah, the Inheritance Games would eat. In my mind, I know we like we kind of talk bad about Netflix adaptations all the time. But in my mind, why is like the Inheritance Game kind of giving like a Netflix show? Like, it would be so good, and I think I would understand the riddles a lot more if I could visually see what's going on. Cause like Liz, I didn't try to, play detective along with them for a very long time. I was just like, I'll just let them like figure it out for me. But yeah, I think it would eat the casting. Yeah, that I feel like that's would be the most important part because listen, I feel like the brothers is like a big thing. Another brothers show. What can we say? The brothers would have to be, I mean, the cream of the crop. Like, they would have to be the most perfect brothers ever. Honestly, all of them. So yeah. And for some reason in my mind, Xavier is mixed, even though this is very much a white family. But yeah, the casting would have to be like on point for this to eat.
No, but like I'm pretty sure he is mixed because the brothers, they're not like all full brothers, they're half brothers, and they all have different dads, and the dads are like completely different. I'm pretty sure one of them has like an accent, like one of the dads, not the kids. And I'm pretty sure Xavier is mixed.
Oh yeah, see, I haven't read these books in so long. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot all about that. Yep. So the casting would have to be on point.
And see, I feel like it would make it even easier for the casting director because you don't have to have them look the same. They literally are half siblings. Like, it's a known thing that they're not like full brothers. Like, it's more so like the brother, the aspect of it, than the looks. So, there's no excuse for them to not look how they're supposed to look.
That part. And then my last little book, I'm scared to say because it's a controversial author, but the story, I don't know. I think it would be a good adaptation, but that is Layla by Colleen Hoover. Oops. Um, it's a paranormal thriller, which I like. I've never read a paranormal thriller besides that one, and I loved it. And I think it would eat as a movie. I should preface that I like horror movies and I like thrillers, so that's why, But I feel like I don't really see much of like a paranormal thriller, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if it's paranormal, it's just like straight horror, you know what I mean? So I think I don't know. I feel like it would be really interesting to see this played out in the big screen, especially in a movie format would eat, especially like during this time of the year, like fall time. And I don't know, it's just something about this story that I think would be super good. And I hate that it's, connected to Colleen Hoover, but yeah, I'm gonna stand on business though.
No, because I didn't. That's like the one Colleen Hoover book I feel like that I didn't get to reading. But if it's like the thriller kind of like psychological stuff as Verity, oh yeah, they should definitely adapt that because it's those movies. I feel like there's not enough like thriller movies in that sense. Like there's like the horror stuff and like the horror aspect to it, but just like a psychological like thriller like on its own, I feel like that would have a really good audience. We would just kind of figure out how to promote it without like associating Colleen Hoover because I feel like people see her name and then they just like they don't even try.
I agree. And we all saw what happened with It Ends With Us. So, we don't want to make that mistake again. But yeah, I agree with Liz. Like, it's either like, I don't know, it's just, there's not really movies that mix that like thriller aspect, but like, without going straight into like horror. Like, I don't know, I feel like this would be the perfect like psychological thriller that like it's like a little it's not like a scary book, but it's because it is paranormal, there's like some little thing that's like, oh, what's happening here? And I don't know, it's a really interesting story, and like the plot twist too, I feel like that would have people like, oh, like what? So yeah.
As someone who doesn't like horror movies, I do like the thriller aspect, some of like the psychological thriller ones. So I feel like it would have me watching. But my last one is the Elsie's. Oh my gosh, hold on. I had it written down. Uh, Okay. And my next one is the Elsie Silver series, the Chestnut Springs one. I don't think I read all three of the books. I think I read two of them. Don't get me wrong, these books are not like works of art or anything. They have like the spice to it and everything. But solely for the aspect, and I think it's because I watched that Meet Me in Paris movie, the country like small town like country guy aspect. I am like on a I that's currently what I need to be watching. And I feel like there's not a lot of stuff that has that kind of aspect to it. Or if it is, it's not like the greatest stuff. But I feel like this would be good as a movie, short and sweet, get to the point. We can cut out some other stuff. And each book would get a movie. And then it'd also be cool because you get to see like some of the characters from previous movies. Like you'd see them, the same characters throughout all of them. And I want it to be kind of like the Meet Me in Paris vibe where we have that comedy aspect to it. We have the swooning and everything, the tension. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. And the casting, it better be spot on. But yeah, that's just like a quick, like a rom com that I feel like would be good.
I agree. I read the first book in that series, I believe, and I just thought it was okay, but I know I would eat this up in movie format. Like Liz said, there's not a lot that are really like that good in that country romance genre, but like I don't know. I in my mind, I feel like it would give like Ransom Canyon vibes, maybe not as like dramatic, but yeah, I would eat it up.
No, and I feel like recently there's been like a spike in the country stuff because there's like Ransom Canyon, there's that the Hunting Wives show, and like before that, I feel like a lot of like the shows that are out there, like I forgot what it's called, but the one with the horse and stuff, like there are shows that are like kind of like older shows that have hella seasons, but we want shows that are like more like up to date with it. So I feel like it would be good, a good plot line, a good quick and easy watch, nothing crazy to it.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like the country kind of aesthetic is kind of popping right now, which is interesting. Like, especially, okay, this is like something else, but like, obviously, it's like a thing in America, but like, the way it's like traveled overseas is kind of crazy. Like, they just love like so many people overseas that like I've just seen on social media, like they can't wait to go to Nashville. But then us as people in Kentucky, we're like, we don't want to go to Nashville.
No, yeah, and like people like wearing or buying like cowboy, cowgirl like boots and everything, like just for like a specific outfit and everything. Like it's definitely an aesthetic. So I feel like I saw something about these books being turned into something, but I don't really remember. I didn't see too much about it if I did. It might have been like they got picked up, but it's very early stages.
Yeah, so if there's any books that haven't gotten picked up, y'all just reach out to me and Liz. Like we have the vision for them, and maybe if we pitch it, even though we have no experience, they will still give us the money so we can make our dreams come true.
Exactly. And we are basically the target audience. So they'll be working with people who like are telling them what we want. So I feel it's a win-win situation. We'll give them the ideas and then they can go from there. And then we'll tell them if they're doing it right or wrong, but we're the target audience. So if like we like it, other people are going to like it.
That part, and we are critics. We honestly should be like that should be our job is to critic movies and TV shows because we will give you guys the truth. And so if something's good, it's good for the most part.
Exactly. We are one thing about us is we will say our true feelings about a TV show, a movie. So trust, you're getting the truth with us.
Yeah, and comment down below what you think about our adaptation ideas and like what other books you guys would also want to see adapted.
And feel free to critique them too. You know, you guys might have some different opinions than us. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Girls Lounge. If you made it this far, make sure to like all of our socials, all of our recent posts, and everything. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to read the book club book.